People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Yep, I'm back. So sorry for a little bit of the hiatus. I have tried to put out some teasers here and there, but I've had my birthday. I'm officially 22, so there's that, and a couple other things. But as the title suggests, I'm going to be talking about the future of the LEGO gaming franchise and what I think the next LEGO game is going to be, because there has been a lot of rumors, and I am fully aware that this video is a little bit different, but I have done videos like this in the past with my LEGO Percy Jackson video, which is not mandatory, and a couple other things. We haven't really seen a LEGO game by TT Games in a long while, since LEGO DC Supervillains. But the most recent LEGO game that they have announced, not a lot of people are really excited about, and that is LEGO Horizon.
How about new?
Which is kind of sad, considering Horizon does have a great fan base and a lot of people that do enjoy those games. But considering a lot of people's reaction, that's something that they really didn't want. I'm sure the game's gonna do well, but honestly, because of the rumors, I do think the next game and the most logical choice for what's coming next is actually a LEGO Harry Potter remaster or remake. Now, the LEGO Harry Potter games were split into two parts, and honestly, just like the old Star Wars games, they're outdated and they could actually use a remaster or a remake. And with games like Hogwarts Legacy expanding on the Hogwarts and Harry Potter brand, I do believe that TT Games could actually take a lot of notes for that when it comes to a LEGO Harry Potter remake. And because of all the rumors, I do think it would make logical sense as the next game, especially given the fact that LEGO has been remaking a lot of their old sets recently, especially LEGO Harry Potter, and it would make sense for them to remake those games with those sets in mind, because some of those sets actually add a lot of newer pieces and a lot of new interesting ideas when it comes to gameplay and stuff like that that you could do for a remaster or a remake that you couldn't have done back in the old days. Obviously, I think it would be pretty interesting. Hell, because of the new wand builds and all this other stuff, you can expand on the existing level design from the original game and use it as a template. And please, for the love of God, and I speak for everyone here, I really hope that TT Games doesn't try to connect it to the new HBO remake Harry Potter show. I really don't think that would be a good idea with a lot of the controversies and stuff like that. I don't mind if they try to add some figures from the show, but please, dear God, don't try to do it like they're doing things. Connect it with the movies like you originally tried to do, but I really want them to actually pull a lot from the books instead of the movies. Now, as for features and also tweaks when it comes to certain things, like tweaking some of the original levels and also tweaking the map, but I'll get into that in a little bit. The main thing that really needs to change is obviously the combat. Yeah, they did try to add a bit of a combat system in LEGO Harry Potter 2, but I personally found it to be a little bit lame. So because of games like Hogwarts Legacy, maybe TT Games could take a bit of influence and actually pull from that combat system and put it into LEGO form. Other aspects of gameplay that could be changed is maybe the potion and puzzle system, and also the exploration and open world, instead of the linear half open world concepts that they had with the original games, where you can partially explore Diagon Alley and partial bits of Hogwarts and other stuff. I actually kind of hated that system because for me, I actually would like to explore London. I actually would like to go to the Ministry of Magic. I actually would like to fully explore Hogwarts and all its boroughs. And also, I would like to go to some of the iconic locations like the Weasley's Burrow, outside of level design and other various stuff. And as for other ways you can get around, obviously there are plenty of magical ways. For very long distance locations that have their own mini maps, you can use a port key. As for other partial locations like short range teleporting, you can use the iconic method, I can't remember the name, and also the flue powder system, very similar to Hogwarts Legacy. Obviously that these are just some random cool ideas that they could throw into the remake, because it does seem likely that that is the next game that's going to happen. Now, if it doesn't, as for other games that they could do, I actually think that a LEGO Sonic game would make the most sense.
What?
Okay, hear me out first, because I actually do think this is actually likely to happen. Obviously, when it comes to right stuff, I can see it not happening, but because they could partner with Sega, it would make the most sense. And they also have been selling a lot of Lego Sonic sets recently, so it would make sense to expand on that brand and make a Lego Sonic game in the same vein as the Lego Marvel and also DC games. And this is not in the realm of impossibility because of the fact that we have seen what this could look like with the failed title that was Lego Dimensions, which is a topic all on its own. And because of the popularity of the Sonic movies recently, it would make sense for them to do a Lego Sonic game that kind of does its own thing, or kind of tells a story of the actual video games. You can even have a chapter-based system very similar to Harry Potter, and also kind of pull a little bit from Sonic Origins when it comes to the story to some extent, even having characters like Dr. Eggman be the main bad guy, and also other iconic characters like Shadow and Amy, and Tails and Knuckles, and other characters to go along with the story. As for other games, maybe a Mario Lego game, or maybe a Lego Minecraft game wouldn't be in the realm of possibility, but personally, I highly doubt it because Nintendo is a pain, and a Lego Minecraft game would be kind of boring. When it comes to other Lego games that they could do, a Ben 10 or other various franchises from Cartoon Network wouldn't be in the realm of possibility, but I highly doubt it because outside of Lego Dimensions, we've never really seen Lego and Cartoon Network or other franchises really team up before, so I highly doubt that we're ever going to. Now getting into the incredibly obvious and the heavy hitters, a Lego Marvel game would be next at some point, all things considered. So when it comes to the idea of a Lego Marvel Superheroes 3, I do think it is in the realm of possibility, but they would really need to rectify what they did wrong when it came to Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. It was a great game, all things considered, but it did have a lot of missteps when it comes to some of its gameplay and also its mixture of the MCU and also the comic stuff. Also, the biggest problem was the recasting of some of the voices because of the voice actor strike at the time, which was no fault of their own. But personally, I believe they need to go back to form when it comes to a Lego Marvel Superheroes 3, going back to what made Lego Marvel Superheroes 1 so good, adding new additional gameplay, but also expanding on certain elements when it comes to its open world and other various stuff. I actually don't mind the idea of having Manhattan be the main open world, but this time around, actually add Queens and Brooklyn, and also open the world up to having giant mini-maps very similar to Marvel's Avengers, where you can explore Asgard, you can explore other things. I know I keep reiterating this point when it comes to all the ideas that I have for the Lego video games, but something I always felt that the Lego games kind of lacked, that they are kind of getting more accustomed to, is exploration. Marvel has a lot of iconic locations and some distinct to its own universe, like Latveria, like the Savage Land, like Krakoa, and like other places. Personally, I actually feel that Lego Marvel Superheroes 3 needs to be a distinct mix of the comics and less of the MCU when it comes to using its characters. It's something that Lego DC never had a problem with when it came to its character design and other various stuff. Why does Lego Marvel have to mix together MCU with classic comics? Obviously, they could take some of the fundamental things that they have learned from the original games, taking elements from Lego Marvel's Avengers and also the original Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, because some of the gameplay ideas that those games added were pretty interesting, and they actually never made a returning appearance, and that was something that always bummed me. And bringing them back in this game would be pretty interesting, like the expansions on super speed and other various stuff, even adding brand new abilities for different characters. Like, I always had a problem with them reusing assets for certain things, like Havit's ability actually evolves around radiation, not electricity, and also having characters like Rogue take on the superpowers of any particular character would be pretty cool. And also extending and changing up characters that we've already seen before, like Black Panther and stuff like that. Hell, bringing back Mystique and actually giving her the ability to transform into anyone, not particularly just one type of, figure, would be pretty cool. Maybe I should make a video on what I would actually want from a LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 3 sometime in the future. I can't actually get into all the ideas of what I would want in this video. Also, for another LEGO Marvel game, obviously a LEGO Marvel Avengers 2 or LEGO Marvel Infinity Saga would actually be likely too, considering the current state of the MCU. With characters like the Fantastic Four returning to the MCU and other characters like Daredevil and others, I actually think it would make sense for them to do something when it comes to an Infinity War Saga game, going from the Infinity War all the way to the current state of the MCU, but that would be a lot of levels, so I really don't know. Now moving from Marvel to DC, I actually do think a LEGO DC game would be probably likely, especially considering the tease that they left us off on when it came to LEGO DC supervillains, with the idea of teasing a LEGO Crisis on Infinite Earth game, which would actually be pretty interesting and fairly unique. My personal opinion is I really don't want another game. Now, hold up, before you guys get pissed, I want to explain my reasoning. And it's nothing against the games. I will always love those games, but my problem is they went from LEGO Batman to LEGO DC Superheroes and still titled it as a LEGO Batman game. When it came to LEGO Batman 2, I actually didn't mind them kind of having a more wider scope story and other various stuff. And the same for LEGO Batman 3, but my problem started to arise when it came to LEGO Batman 3 because it became less about Batman to some extent. Yeah, there was a Batman story there, but it really wasn't. You're kind of dealing with Brainiac and you're hanging around the Justice League again and stuff like that. It's not really about Batman, which, to clarify, is not a bad thing, but if it's going to be called LEGO Batman 3, yeah, there is a subtitle, but nobody really cares about that. That kind of says, oh, it's going beyond Gotham. Still a LEGO Batman game, and it should still focus around the character of Batman. At least with LEGO DC Supervillains, it's in the title that it's going to focus around the villains, plural, and not a singular character. The same thing they did with LEGO Marvel Superheroes. So if they're going to do a LEGO DC game, they should separate the idea of a LEGO Batman game, where you focus on the character of Batman, from the character of the Justice League and Batman, to a LEGO DC Superheroes game. Besides that minor rant, obviously a LEGO DC game would be pretty cool. And obviously they could either go back to form when it comes to the idea of a LEGO Batman 4, or they can expand on the gameplay from LEGO DC Supervillains when it comes to the different characters. One of the characters that I really want them to fix is the speedsters like the Flash. Oh my god, have I hated how they've handled the speedsters in the DC games. It really sucks. Not only are they not fast, but also some of the mechanics that they do give them sometimes fit, but also other times don't. One of the biggest complaints that I had is why don't they give them the LEGO Marvel Avengers feature, hold the button like Quicksilver and some of the other speedsters, and go really fast to run on water while also running up buildings. That was one of the most coolest features. Oh, sorry, okay, I don't want to go into another rant, but that would be one of the things that I would tweak and fix when it comes to a LEGO DC game, and also expanding on the gameplay and the fundamentals of what they had with LEGO DC Supervillains. Some things that they did add in that game were pretty interesting. Also, they went a couple steps back when it comes to certain things as well. I personally really hated the fact that they kind of shrunk down to give us these different locations that you can enter, like the Batcave and also Wayne Manor and other various stuff. I personally didn't mind how they tried to expand on the exploration and give us Metropolis and also Gotham, which was pretty cool. My problem arose with the idea of them trying to combine all these different locations and keep them kind of self-contained, so they still kind of feel very small, especially the Watchtower, which really sucked with how massive it was in LEGO Batman Beyond Gotham. So if I was to do anything, take what worked with the previous LEGO Batman games and also expand on it, while also going back on the stuff that didn't work. For LEGO Batman game, tweaking the suit system system and stuff like that would be pretty cool, while also for a LEGO DC Superheroes game, taking some elements from LEGO DC Supervillains when it comes to the characters and stuff like that wouldn't be half bad. I like what they did and expanded on when it came to the character of Clayface and also Joker, but when it comes to characters like the Riddler and other stuff, yeah, not a fan. I am sure a lot of you will probably agree with me on a lot of my points, and I'm sure a lot of you will disagree, and a lot of people will probably call me out for my rambling and this video being very unorganized, which I do apologize for. This is my first video back in a long while, so there is that. But let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below, whether you agree, disagree, what do you think they're going to do for the next LEGO video game? I want to hear some interesting concepts and ideas. Also, make sure to check the description to the previous videos, and also keep an eye out because I do have a lot of interesting videos coming up pretty soon. And make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It does actually help out the channel and me, and hit the bell icon to be notified when I upload. I know you guys hear that a lot from different YouTubers, but it actually does genuinely help. Have a good rest of your day / morning or night or whatever time it is for you in the world, and peace out. Bye-bye.